This is some of my early animation, and when I made it, this was the best I could do at the time. But it would be fair to say now that this is probably some of my worst animation. So I dug up all these old animations that I did. I'll react to them, and then I'm going to crown one of them as the worst. And of course, some of my very earliest animations were flipbooks. So first, I went to my parents' house and grabbed a few of my old flipbooks. Here's how that went. And a quick pit stop to fuel up. And there's my parents' house. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Did you hear something?
Okay, so these are some of the flipbooks that I made when I was a kid, and there's a few specific ones in here that I'm going to grab and bring back with me. And we'll leave the rest here. Bye, Mom. Bye, Dad.
I thought I heard that noise again.
Okay, I've got some flipbooks from my parents' house. I grabbed a few newer ones as well. Now, I don't want to do this just to like go through my old stuff and just make fun of it, because I genuinely love these flipbooks, and I remember the feeling that I had when I made these flipbooks, just kind of that feeling of like excitement and magic of seeing this thing come to life and move around the page. First, these are not ones from when I was a kid. I did a video a while back called Ugly Flipbooks. Really though, like I wouldn't call these my worst animation, because there's a difference between ugly and bad, and these are ugly on purpose. So I don't know. I love the ugly flipbooks. I'm gonna do another video soon where I do more ugly flipbooks. This is one of the earliest flipbooks I remember making. I know I've shown this before on my channel, and it's very hard to flip because it was just like cut out paper. On flippability scale 1 to 10, this is like a 1, maybe a 2. So the idea was I was making this guy flip over in the air and then land. As far as animation goes, that one is definitely a front runner for worst animation. But again, I love it because this was the style of person that I always drew. Basketball, jumps through. And, you know, I think it'd be easy for someone to look at this and just kind of not give it much credit because a kid made it. And it's not quote unquote professional. But I just can't help but loving it anyway because it was fun. And that's kind of what it's all about, I think. But if I'm really having to scrutinize and award one of these flipbooks the title of worst, this is not going to be easy. This is not one from when I was a kid. I did this for a TikTok, and I just wanted to intentionally make an animation that was like really stupid looking, and so this was that one. So I guess you could call that my worst animation, but it was intentional. So then really it did what it was supposed to do. All right, if I'm looking at all these, that's not all the flipbooks from when I was a kid, of course, just a little handful. Worst animation, I would almost go with this one, but because it was intentional to look like that, I think that one kind of gets disqualified. I'm gonna have to go with this one. As much as I genuinely love it, the flipbook is very hard to flip, and the animation, well, speaks for itself. So that one, I proudly award the title Best Worst Flipbook. All right, let's switch gears. I pulled up a bunch of old stop motion. I was basically learning to animate on the job. Like I had done a bit of stop motion as a kid, not a lot. Started working at this little animation studio. They gave me the chance to just learn to animate. Let's see if perhaps my computer will open this file. You'll notice we were using I was using the app Animator DV Professional 9.0 demo. We were too cheap to spend the $50 to buy the full version. So all my early animation tests are like have these lines and this watermark on it. Yeah, we didn't want to spend the $50. So this was my first test with an armature. So it looks like someone's first animation with an armature. It's rough, but it's like, I don't know, that's just kind of what you do. You just start moving it and like figuring it out. This is Bob. Made him look like he was kind of whimpering and getting sad, and then it's the third one. I think I was imagining like a big animal or a bear or something like coming up to him. Comes up to his side, and then he looks up, and then falls down. It's weird looking at it now, how not smooth it was, and that like then when I was doing the test and taking the frames, it was like I kind of thought it was fine. This one's called Sneeze. That face is pretty good right there. Yeah, so I like that one. It's funny. I don't know if here I was like, I will try to walk the puppet, and then got like one step in and was like, nope, let's just do something else. But every shot you do, you're learning something and you're practicing. And you start to kind of build a muscle memory. And so, I don't know, I guess for like up and coming or aspiring animators, as you start to animate, it's fine if it looks bad for a while. You just will get better the more you do it. Oh, there's more Bob, I think. Kind of like this one. And again, still have not paid for Animator DV Film Producer. We're still using the demo version with the watermark on it, which is kind of stupid. But this one has sound. I took this little sound clip from Monty Python, Search for the Holy Grail.
Now go away or I shall taunt you a second time.
Which one of the greatest moments in the movie.
Go away or I shall taunt you a second time.
I will say here you can see that like I wasn't quite sure what the idea, like there was not really a clear idea in what I was doing with the posing. Like if I were to do this shot again, I would try to think of like what is the one idea that I'm going for in the pose, and how can I show that in the most simple, effective way possible. Let's see.
Friend, why do you think I have this outrageous accent, you silly king?
This was a little character called Lug. Very good dance. Oh, there's a lot more stuff here than I thought. This one's probably in the running for worst. This is supposed to be a legitimate walk, so let's see how good this actually is. Okay, better than that other one. Oh, and there you can see, so I've got fishing line suspending him up in the air. Another attempt at a jump. Either the workday ended or I just gave up. I really forgot I had all this. Anyway, it's all very rough, but the more I did it, the more I just got better and smoother at all of it. You just get better the more you do it. Okay, so here's an early shot that I did.
That's a fruit cake.
Like it's not smooth, but
That's a fruit cake.
but I was having a lot of fun with the performance.
I'm glad you didn't let me eat any.
See, he's like leaning way too far over. He would be like falling over. I should have just shifted that foot. But I was having a lot of fun with the performance and the acting and everything. working on the movie and animating every day, by the end of that project, I had some like pretty good animation under my belt, and really like getting into the performances. That was like such a fun part of it, is just getting into the acting, and I really liked that. Okay, so we finished that project, then went on to another short movie, and these are some pre-production tests I did with one of the characters. I've definitely improved by this point. It's a lot better than my first stuff with Bob. That's pretty fun. Very excited about something. Okay, so those were test animations during pre-production, and now this was actually from the opening scene of the movie. I remember really, I don't know, just kind of like being really excited about this opening scene. And then later in the movie, there was this cemetery set that I just thought was so cool. You can see my walking has improved by this point.
Look, the haunted castle. Katie, what are we going to do?
So yeah, I feel like from the beginning till now, you can see like there was a lot of improvement. It really was just animating every day and doing it, and it was such a cool opportunity to work at that studio and to just get to work on a couple actual projects, and then through that was able to get good enough and build up a demo reel that was good enough that then was able to go on to working on feature films and things like that. Okay, judging time. Of my early stop motion, which one will I crown the worst? For the runner-up, I'm going to go with this one, because I feel like it was supposed to be a normal walk and just fell apart. But I still like it because it makes me laugh. And for the one that I'm going to crown the worst, I think I've got to go with this one. Because, yeah. But again, I kind of don't really like picking a worst, because really all of these to me represent experimenting and learning and growing. But thanks for going on this little journey with me down memory lane. And I guess the takeaway, that's kind of what it is 'cause sometimes people ask me like, what do you recommend for learning to animate, and where do I go to school and things like that? So much of it is just really just animating like every day, and you just naturally just get better and better. It's just like playing the piano or an instrument. You just get better until eventually it just kind of becomes second nature, and you're not thinking so hard about this principle or that principle. You just kind of naturally do it. All right. That's it. Let me know if you had a favorite or a least favorite, what you guys think. And if you have any questions, please leave those down below. I'd love to hear your questions and your thoughts. And that's it. Okay. See you guys in the next one.
Now go away or I shall taunt you a second time.